Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. I think it's going to be a rather quiet day. Stock market is on reduced hours as well. Yeah, I think we might get some fake runs. There might be some traps, probably low volume. We'll see, but yeah, don't expect too much, I think, over the between now and the new year, I should rather say, because that's typically a quiet period. So also for the markets. So the idea is still that it would look best here with one more high on the daily time frame. I think we get close to the end of a major run that obviously started in 2022, but the move up from the August low suggests that one more high is likely, and we've got this wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the main question is if this fourth wave is nearly done, or do we get a wider flat correction? So if it's nearly done, then this ABC structure is nearly complete as a wave 4, and we already had a wider flat correction in wave 4. However, as per the white scenario, this could only represent the A wave of an even larger wave 4 correction. So there are many possibilities here. Important is, as always, that the levels are more important than the microstructure. The levels are supporting the bullish thesis, and we have next support on the daily time frame at 91,637, and then 82,400, 75,626, and we cannot confirm a major top in place until the market breaks below 69,400. That would also need to be further confirmed with a break below that September low around 52k. So you see, this is far away, so the risk is quite high. It is still high, even we are now approaching the larger support zone on the daily chart. Overall, however, I do not see any strong signals or confirmation. Sorry, I do not see any strong signals or confirmation that the larger top is already in, that the major run has finished. So I see the current pullback as opportunity. I see it as a pullback in an overall uptrend, and I don't see it as the, let's say, the top of the run, right? So that's the idea, and therefore we have to watch for reactions as we're approaching these key support levels. But on the smaller time frame, we have a little bit more of a detailed wave structure. Still though, please be aware that there is at the moment no signal that a low has formed locally, okay? So we are in a correction. It might go up and down a little bit. When can we say that the fifth wave has started? We need a break above resistance on the smaller time frame and a 5-wave move up, followed by a 3-wave pullback. Because if we only get 3 wave movements to the upside, it could be this B wave. But we need 5 waves to indicate that it's not a B wave. At least from an analysis point of view, that is needed for confirmation. Now let's take a look at the smaller time frame here. That hasn't changed at all from yesterday, and therefore I think it might be a quiet day. So again, 2 wave counts on the smaller time frame. Let's talk about short-term bullish and short-term bearish. Let's talk about short-term bullish first. In the short-term bullish count, the move to the downside from the December high is seen as an A wave. Then we are now in a B wave flat correction. It could be something more bullish, but here the focus is on whether some kind of a low has formed or not. I think the chances are definitely there, at least. You know, there's definitely possible that a low has formed in this A wave, but the reaction so far hasn't been significant. Again, quite typical, however, for such a B wave, that we see a little bit of sideways action, messy price action. If an A wave really formed a low here, then we have an A wave up in B, B wave down in B, and a C wave up in B. So this would be short-term bullish. From here, the price should then turn around to the upside. Okay, maybe one more low. That would be acceptable even in a B wave pullback, as highlighted here in white, because sometimes these get some stops triggered below the previous lows, like here from Friday. So that would be below around about 92k. But yeah, overall nothing, not much changed, right? Not much changed. But yeah, one more low could still be acceptable even in the white B wave, but it should really form a low in this region. I've sketched out yesterday how the pathway higher could look like, but that's only short-term bullish. Trading B waves is difficult, and when you look at the price action, you see why, because it's very choppy. They sometimes go a little bit deeper than you would normally assume, like for example a wave 2 would do. They don't really have an invalidation point, which is why trading B waves is so difficult. So that's short-term bullish. In that case, 99,725 would be an ideal target for wave C of B, maybe higher, but let's first see if we can get there. But as soon as this B wave is done, probably it could go down lower, and that would be in line with the daily time frame. B wave rally, C wave down. Now let's take a look at the short-term bearish count as well, which would just indicate one more low. In this case, we are moving down in the orange count in a 5-wave move, or the A wave, which I've already labeled as complete here on the 20th of December. The A wave gets one more low, which is possible because A waves can be 3-wave movements or 5. And with a 5-wave move down, we can easily get one more low. And if we get one more low, I already shared with you what the next Fibonacci support level is, and it is around $90,120. That's the 61.8 extension, and a common target for such a 5th wave, whether that's wave 5 of C of 4 or just a larger A wave. We would have to see. That will depend on the next reaction, right? So if we get one more low, hit 90K, then I would see it either as an extension of A or the entire wave 4 complete, but it would still be an overall very shallow wave 4. So it will depend on the reaction after that low, so that we can distinguish easily between the, let's say a larger ABC rally or a larger ABC pattern and a breakout to the upside. Sustained break below 90K, I mean, that would be more directly bearish. I would see this here as an area where the price could turn around. But overall, until we get an upside impulse, we don't have a confirmed low. So that's important. So in summary, we have here on the smaller time frame a short-term bullish and a short-term bearish scenario. The price has arrived at a critical juncture, I would say. And in this white scenario, the market could have bottomed in an internal B wave, and we're watching for a little bit more of a reaction to start wave C to the upside. It is not high confidence at this stage. Trading B waves and tracking B waves is difficult. It would take a break above the last high here at 95,500 to suggest further that the white microstructure is valid and that we're moving towards the 100% extension target at 99,725. If we go higher, it's likely it's just a larger B wave due to the deep pullback of the internal B wave. One more low is likely. If one more low forms, it could still be an internal B wave as per the white scenario. Just sometimes they like to overshoot even to the downside. Or we're dealing with an extension of the A wave, in which case $90,000 could be tested as next support. Or it is, in the short-term bearish scenario, a C wave to the downside as per the orange scenario. But which one it is, we will probably not find out until we see the next rally. So we can just wait for the next rally to tell us structurally whether we've likely already bottomed in the larger wave 4, or whether this is just the low of an A wave, which would then need to get corrected by a B wave corrective rally, which will be a setup for another larger low in a larger C wave. But for now, the immediate focus is on, does yesterday's swing low hold? And I haven't got clear confirmation for that. And again, remember that B waves can produce fake runs. They are difficult to trade and track, and I don't necessarily expect much volume over the holiday period. That's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.